Let's see what else she knows about herself.
314 cases solved.
300?
And 14.
Poor Grimoire.
Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about anyone.
It's fair.
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoilt child.
Penny must be at least 25.
Spoiled?
27. Just makes it worse.
Spoilt? Spoilt. Past and past participle of spoil. It's British. I would have just said spoiled. Spoiled. I'll allow frick. Frick's a good word. So she's a little British. Got that little bit of a British thing.
Freya Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived her to be the most intelligent individual here at Tangle Tower. Within a day, she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching. I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed. I regret that I did not question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
I do not wish to do your job for you, Detective.
Well, part of my job is asking questions to get information about things I don't know yet, so answer the question. Yes, Asian, these characters are just, so interesting. I'd recommend either playing the game wholly yourself, or watch the stream now and then watch the beginning, as the characters first come into the world. Favorite is Spiffy right now.
Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably.
It's not only looks awesome, it is awesome. It is pretty darn great.
Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition. No focus.
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely.
Yeah, she's 19.
I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa. Scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless.
But yeah, he did the one flower that looks like Penny. Come on, that's kind of cool.
Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite.
But she wants to. She wants to leave Tangle Tower.
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
Huh. I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that.
Oh, come on!
Disappointed too.
Roger that, Agent. Have a great evening with the family.
You
Good to see
truly
you.
consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
No organization, no system.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint. Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no, then. Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps? Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking. The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told? A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
Oh,
And,
finally! Found out who it belongs to.
Handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client. I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got one, has he? These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
Yeah, for real. Can't see the forest for the trees.
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A photograph of Freya. Could be important. A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet.
No, yes, we have.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
A book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
That's a good point.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth?
Money!
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
No.
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around.
Fair.
Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange. Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree, doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
Yeah, me too. Totally. Yeah, it's framed on. Oh no, I was cleaning the walls. It's in storage.
Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
Oh, not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
One of 3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music.
Roger that, Xanderman. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. Okay. So the 3, I just got this in my head because you said it. There's the one dude with the one frog statue with the lute or whatever it is, one with a trumpet, and one with a harp. Does that matter?
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? Would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
Does Flora still own that bird? Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
I see. Where did you find this?
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it?
I have several theories, but they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
Got homemade cheesecake? Nice.
You consider that important evidence, do you?
Cheese steak.
These people really are ridiculous, aren't they?
I said it right the second time. Okay, that's all of you.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Okay.
This little microscope thing, you said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense, if you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
Better.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse.
She lost it. Wait. It's not a microscope? Oh, wait, no, it's not, because it sits on a tripod. That was one of the things.
It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
Is part of... According to Fifi, uses telescopic lens.
The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me. And so, I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect is your murder victim.
Yep. And it might very well be like on the like this thing. Like maybe she I don't know, smushed it down to make yellow paint. Oh wait, is there yellow paint in these other things? Yeah, there is. Okay. Fifi was confused as to how Felix painted this without any red paint. Red paint's right there.
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Freya's painting supplies.
I never clicked this? The glass pots are all cracked down one side. That one's not. Neither are these. And that's when it all cracked.
It's piano music.
Police were sure over stopping. Poppy recorded the piano music for Freya and gave the tape to her as a gift. The tape seems to have received a crack recently, possibly during the murder. It's got a little flower on it. What was in this one again?
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Someone walking outdoors. Distorted humming melody can be heard. Poppy says it looks like a tape she gave Freya a few weeks ago. And she said it was blank.
A little pot plant, balanced on the window ledge.
It's the only plant in the entire room.
Freya's painting supplies.
Like, each of these have these little squiggles, and then this one has, like, a mountain on it.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it? Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way. Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
Because you paint. Who else would care about the paint? Fifi, maybe?
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still.
Okay,
Doesn't that freak you out?
a little bit.
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about
Good,
it.
we got another suspicious thing. I don't know if we have the ability to test whose blood it is. I'm guessing it's Freya's. She's like, she used her own blood to make the paint. Or it could be him to make the paint. I don't know. Let's find out.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
Freya's paints. Because it, like, this has this little picture on it, and this one has this one on it.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Freya's red paint was stolen and replaced by Felix's red paint. But the lids were swapped to hide it.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya's supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Is it though? Has been emptied, contained no, was filled up. Was somehow filled with blood. Before Freya used it to paint Flora?
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something. Right, fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Nah, well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit insensitive.
Why is it covered in blood? How did the blood get in there? If I go back to here, can I, like, talk to our girl? Those are all those statements. So what are all these? Suspicions? People we still need to be suspicious of. Pointer? Just Pointer, actually. Let's go talk to our bro and see if we can't get him to be suspicious. See if he won't, like, autograph the archaeological thingy.
These were drawn by Freya? She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Is this important?
Possibly.
What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod.
No.
We should search the main entrance. I haven't actually gone in the main entrance since, like, the beginning.
Now it's a big...
There are weeds in there.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing more. Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
Oh, we never went into these rooms. Or is this like the library and the other one?
It's not that spooky.
Oh, this is Grand Hall, not the main entrance. Thank you.
Don't ruin this.
Can this be a clue yet?
I think it's a family tree.
Yeah, the Remingtons own it. Fifi kind of owns everything now. Freya does over there, and Poppy's up here. There's that bird. And of course, the happy little crab.
Felix?
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
And these are locked.
It's not locked.
Oh.
A door.
Vine Boy, good to see you,
What's
dude.
behind it?
A room.
Happy Friday. Oh gosh, that feels weird. Saying Happy Friday. Ooh. Main entrance. Is this the secret letter we haven't found yet?
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
Wow, we missed this.
No, definitely.
The envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. Combination is drawn on the other sheet. Other sheet. Sheet. Like, is it on the back of here? Other sheet.
Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
No, I think he'll just sign.
Oh.
What?
Oh. There's an
Tangle.
twir.
Twir. Tangle twir. Other side.
Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar.
What's up with the bells? You mean like outside? Means like a... What'd you call it? Wind chime. Let's see who knows about this letter.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
I agree.
Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities.
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
You were actually standing in the rose bush? That's weird.
Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff. Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone? Or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
That wouldn't be hard to do, apparently. Let's go see if Hawkshaw knows about it.
Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
No! You absolutely cannot.
Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form. How odd.
Good talk. Can you analyze the handwriting?
Curious.
I guess not.
I'm as confused as you are.
Thanks. Let's see if we can get any talking points out of Quiet McQuietlessness. Nice. Okay, I think I literally showed that to everybody. Search the astronomy tower. I'm missing a clue in the tower? Letter with no leads, yeah. But we're missing a clue, I guess. Let's look around here real quick.